Welcome back to Fort Morgan High School, where the introductions are just now being introduced for the Valley Vikings. And starting for the Vikings tonight is a 5'11 senior, CJ Ray, a 5'11 junior, Jeremy Walker, a 6-foot junior, Ramiro Martinez, a 6'1 sophomore, Carter Chacon, and a 6'2 senior, Cedric Collenge. And now for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. Their starting lineup tonight is Leo Lopez, a 5'5 senior, Tony Swetzik, a 5'8 junior, Joey Schneider, a 6'3 sophomore, Wes Anderson, a 6'4 junior, and Eric Kimball, a 6'2 sophomore. So we have some young kids on this team here. Looks like have some good basketball here for years to come. So on the year, Fort Morgan is 4-6, 1-0 in their Colorado 7 League. Valley is 3-5 and have yet to play a league game. So we're getting ready for the tip-off. The opening tip is brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance, with 2 locations in Brush and Fort Morgan. Ingmeyer Phillips can help you with your home, car, health, or life insurance questions or needs. Tip-off is controlled by Valley. Out on the right wing, shot missed by Carter Chacon. Fort Morgan with it now in their end of the gym. Wes Anderson high out to the left. Now Joey Schneider back to Anderson, back to Eric Kimball, and his little 5-footer is good for Kimball. So that puts the score up 2-0 for Fort Morgan. Lob underneath, good for a 2-pointer to Collenge. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Now Fort Morgan with it back down at their end. Eric Kimball drives to the basket. His shot up and no good. And rebounded by Valley. Valley bring it down court quickly. Now into the corner to number 21, and that shot is missed by Martinez. Fort Morgan down with the ball. Leo Lopez to Swetzik. Swetzik banker is up and good. So that's 2 for Tony Swetzik tonight. 4-2 Fort Morgan with 6:35 to go in the first period. We have a travel call on the Valley Vikings. So that will be a turnover to Fort Morgan from the Vikings. So Fort Morgan inbounds the ball on the far side. Eric Kimball out with it high on the right side, looking to get a pass in. Now into Joey Schneider. Schneider passes to Anderson. Anderson's shot is up and no good, but he is fouled on the play. Number 21, Ramiro Martinez, for his first foul. So Anderson at the line to shoot 2. And so far this year, Anderson is shooting, let's see where he's at. Anderson is shooting 50% from the free throw line. The first one is up and good, and then the second one is missed. So 5-2 Fort Morgan. Have a jump ball on the floor, so that is to Fort Morgan's advantage. Ball into Wes Anderson. Anderson to Tony Swetzik for a 3 in the corner, and that is good. He drains that 3 from the left corner. So 8-2 Fort Morgan early. 6 minutes to go in the first period. Valley now swinging the ball. Collenge back out to Martinez. Now back out to the top. Now number 13 takes a long 3 from the point and no good. Jeremy Walker, that was from Jeremy Walker and no good. Now Fort Morgan with the ball in their front court. Underneath pass is stolen by Valley. Ball out top to number 21, Ramiro Martinez. And he gets off to Chacon. Chacon back to Colonge. And now back out to C.J. Ray for a three, and his hits the back of the rim. Hits the backboard and no rim. And then is called for the foul. So that is C.J.'s first foul, second team foul on Valley. No fouls committed yet by Fort Morgan. Ball into Leo Lopez, bringing it up past half court. Now to Kimball, back through Lopez's hands and goes through his hands into the back court. So that's a turnover for the Mustangs. That'll be early 2 turnovers for Fort Morgan. So Fort Morgan needing to take control, take advantage of their possessions. So Wes Anderson out, and Jake Frick is now into the game. Valley with it into the center. Carter Chacon with the ball, driving down the lane, and his shot is up and no good, but rebounded by number 13, Jeremy Walker. So that's Walker's first bucket of the game. Now Leo Lopez off to Eric Kimball. Kimball from the top for a three, and that's nothing but net for Eric Kimball. So that's 5 for Kimball, 11-4. Fort Morgan, 11 with 4:30 to go in the first period. So Valley with the ball. Jeremy Walker for a three, and that is good for Walker. So now Leo Lopez trying to get the ball up court. We have some full court pressure by Valley. He does get it across. Now to Tony Swetzik. Leo Lopez out high. Off to Joey Schneider on the right side. Back to Tony Swetzik. His three is off the back of the rim and no good. Rebounded to Valley. Valley underneath, and their shot is up and good by number 24, Wilson. So Fort Morgan with the ball in the front court, up 11-9. Now Jake Frick, they're going to call an offensive foul on Frick. So that will be the first foul against Fort Morgan, although it's not a team foul. So we have some more substitutions here. Zach Garcia is in for Tony Swetzik. Now we're having a discussion here with the refs. I guess they have it figured out what they were wanting to get figured out here. So Valley with the ball, down 11-9 with 3:30 to go in the first period. Stolen by Kimball. Now back to Schneider. Back to Kimball. Kimball for a three from the right wing, and that is no good. So Valley hustling the ball back down court, all the way underneath. Number 24, Wilson, his shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Frick. Now to Lopez up top, underneath to Garcia, and his shot is up and good for Garcia. 13-9, Fort Morgan. Nice hustle play there by the Mustangs. Valley now with the ball, tipped out by Fort Morgan. So Valley will continue with possession. Tony Swetzik back in. Kimball to take a seat. With 2:52 to go in the first period, 13-9, Fort Morgan. 2 fouls on Valley, 1 on Fort Morgan. So Ramiro Martinez passes off to number 22, Carter Chacon, but he is fouled on the play by Jake Frick. So that is Frick's second personal already. So he'll take a seat. And Henry Weimer into the game for the first time tonight. 13-9 Fort Morgan. Valley with a three-pointer and no good. Rebounded by Wes Anderson. Leo Lopez from the underneath to a wide open Wes Anderson under the basket. He puts it up and good for a 2-pointer. So 15-9, Fort Morgan. Valley now with the ball. Swinging it around, trying to get their play set up here. Now a shot up by number 23 and no good. Rebounded underneath by Logan Wilson. Now they're going to call a foul on Fort Morgan on Tony Swetzik. So that's Swetzik's first foul. Third on Fort Morgan. So Carter Chacon to the line to shoot 2. His first one is up and good. So that brings it 15-10. Fort Morgan, next shot up and also good. So 15-11, Fort Morgan. Tony Swetzik all the way down. His shot up and no good. Rebounded to the Valley Vikings. Logan Wilson from the corner for 2. 15-13, Fort Morgan. Now Henry Weimer into the lane. His shot up and no good, but tipped out by the Vikings. So possession to Fort Morgan under their basket with 1:39 in the first period. Tony Swetzik looking to get the ball in. Gets it in to Leo Lopez out high. Tony Swetzik underneath to Anderson. Anderson's shot up and no good. Weimer gets it. His pass out to Garcia, and he drains a 3 from the left point. So 18-13, Fort Morgan. Valley now backing the ball back out almost a half court, trying to get their offense set up here. Driving in on Anderson. And that layup is good by Cedric Kalinj. So that layup is good. So he'll go to the line to shoot 1. 18-15 with 1:09 to go in the first period. Kimball back into the game. Tony Swetzik out. Matthew Hoffman is now into the game for Leo Lopez. So that free throw is up and no good, but rebounded by Carter Chacon. And he puts the ball up but is fouled by Eric Kimball. So that's Kimball's first. So Carter Chacon to go to the line to shoot 2. His first one is up and good. So Henry Weimer to sit down. And Garrett Reagan into the game for the first time tonight. Next shot is up and also good for Chacon. So that gives him 4 on the night, 4 free throws. So Matthew Hoffman pass into Kimball. He loses it out of bounds, so that'll be a turnover to Valley. 18-17 with 56.9 seconds to go in the first period. Fort Morgan leading. So Ramiro Martinez with the ball. Now to Logan Wilson. Wilson back out to the top. Over to Carter Chacon. Chacon back out to C.J. Ray for a 3, and that 3 is off the back of the rim and no good. But rebounded by the Vikings to Carter Chacon. And he puts it up and in for 2. So now Valley up 19-18. Fort Morgan now turns it over, and they're into the court. Back out top to Logan Wilson for a 3, and that is no good. Rebounded by Fort Morgan, Garrett Reagan. Now Eric Kimball with the ball with 9 seconds to go. Shot up by Anderson is no good. Rebounded to the Vikings with 3, 2, 1. Shot up and no good. And no foul called. So at the end of the first period, Valley 19, Fort Morgan 18. You're listening to Fort Morgan Mustang Boys Basketball on B106 and B106.com. Back at Fort Morgan High School at the start of the second period, the Valley Vikings lead Fort Morgan 19-18. Fort Morgan with 5 turnovers in the first half compared to 2 for the Vikings. Rebounding is 8 for Fort Morgan and 9 for the Valley Vikings. So possession 2, the Vikings, the original starting 5 for Fort Morgan, is back out on the court. So number 23 for Cedric Colin. They call a travel on the drive, so that'll be a turnover to Fort Morgan. With 7:48 to go in the second period. Leo Lopez bring the ball up court now to Kimball out on the left wing. Back over to Tony Swetzik for a 3. That ball catches the side of the rim, rebounded by the Vikings. Now off to number 21, Ramiro Martinez. Martinez back out top to Colin. He's keeping the dribble alive, looking to drive on Joy Snyder. His shot is up and no good. Rebounded to Kimball. Kimball now looking down court, gets it to Tony Swetzik. And then his pass underneath was kicked out of bounds by the Vikings. So Tony to look to get it in. That ball is knocked back out of bounds again by the Vikings. So the ball stays with the Mustangs. Mustangs get the ball in. Leo Lopez over to Kimball. Kimball to Swetzik. Swetzik is called for the travel, so that'll be a turnover for Fort Morgan. So another empty possession for Fort Morgan. Down 19-18 with 7:03 to go in the second period. Vikings now up front. Wilson with the ball, looking to shoot in just inside the three-point line, and it is no good. Ball is rebounded but lost out of bounds by Fort Morgan, so the ball stays in possession of the Vikings. They're looking to try to get the ball in. Wilson is a 6'4" senior. Now the ball out into the middle of the lane and then back out to the top. Back over to the right side, Ramiro Martinez. Now back over to Jeremy Walker. Walker to Wilson. Wilson now into the center. And that shot by Colin is no good. Rebounded to Fort Morgan. Leo Lopez hustles the ball up court. His layup is no good. Now we have a fast break opportunity here for Valley. And the free throw is up, the layup was no good by Cedric Colin, but he was fouled on the play, so he'll go to the line to shoot 2. And that foul was on Kimball, so that is his second. First free throw is up and good. 20-18. Valley with 6:06 to go in the second period. So ready for shot number 2, up and also good. So 21-18. Now a little backcourt pressure by Valley. Leo Lopez gets it cross court. Now Tony Swetzik has it out towards the top of the three-point line to Zach Garcia. Garcia holding it out there, now dribbles it to Wes Anderson out on the right wing. Joy Snyder with it out at the top. Now to Leo Lopez. Ball is knocked out of bounds by the Vikings, so the possession stays with the Fort Morgan Mustangs. So we have a timeout by Valley. 30-second timeout. So we'll keep it right here. 21-18. Valley with 5:42 to go in the second period. Valley View Villa, look to the team at Valley View for rehab, short-term or long-term care needs. Stop by 815 Fremont or call them today, 867-8261. B&B Appliance. B&B Appliance at 502 Ensign in Fort Morgan. can help you save water, energy, and the environment without sacrificing quality and performance. Change for the better with B&B Appliance. T.O. Charlie's, located at 700 West Platte Avenue in Fort Morgan, will not be beat by anyone when it comes to price. They'll help you find a car that fits your needs and budget. If you don't see what you want, T.O. Charlie's will find it for you. Log on to TOCharliesFTM.com to view inventory. Drive away with confidence at T.O. Charlie's. Fort Morgan now with the ball inbounds. Joey Schneider out top, trying to get rid of the ball. He's going to get called for a 5 seconds. His pass is tipped. And now Cologne up with the layup, but he is fouled again on the, we're going to call it on the drive, I believe. And that foul is called on Joey Snyder. So that's Snyder's first. So calling back to the line to shoot 2. First shot is up and good. So that makes the score 22-18 Valley with 5:22 to go in the second period. 17 fouls for Fort Morgan, just 2 for the Vikings. Second shot is up and no good off the front of the rim. Tony Swetzik now bringing up the right side of the court to Lopez out at the top. Leo Lopez back out to Zach Garcia on the left. Garcia up for a layup, and his shot is blocked. Now Valley back down court quickly, cross court to Jeremy Walker for 3. So that makes it 25-18 for the Vikings. The Vikings average 59 points a game. Ball knocked out of bounds on the far side by the Vikings. So far in this half, Fort Morgan has been held scoreless. Had 18 points at the end of the first quarter and are still at that number. So Fort Morgan needs to get on the scoreboard here, try to break this run by the Vikings. Joey Schneider into Wes Anderson Anderson. His shot up and no good, rebounded to the Vikings. Down court to the Vikings. And they call a foul on the Vikings. And that is on Logan Wilson. So that is his third team foul on the Vikings. So Hoffman is now into the game for Garcia. So Hoffman with it out high. Now to Joey Snyder. Snyder back to Tony Swetzik. Swetzik to drive the lane back out to Anderson. Anderson looking to get the pass off. Hoffman out to Anderson. Joey Snyder over on the right wing. And they call him for a travel. So that'll be another turnover for Fort Morgan. Down 25-18 with 3:48 to go in the second period. So Valley with the ball, getting cross court. Cedric Kalin now off on the right wing to Jeremy Walker. His shot is up and no good, rebounded to Fort Morgan. Leo Lopez to Anderson. Anderson to Snyder. Snyder's shot off to the right is no good. Wes Anderson rebounds. His shot is no good, but knocked out by the Vikings. 25-18, Vikings in control at the moment with 3:19 to go in the second period. So Fort Morgan looking to inbounds the ball. That ball is tipped, but Fort Morgan does recover. Now Swetzik out at the left wing. And Fort Morgan will call a timeout, a 30-second timeout. This Fort Morgan timeout is brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Let the State Farm Insurance Home Office of Greg Mullen in Brush help you find the best policy to fit your life, home, auto, life, and health. State Farm Insurance is here for you and your family. Give Greg Mullen a call today at 842-4555. Platte Valley Hearing Center. You don't have to travel out of town to receive the best and most advanced hearing health care. Visit Platte Valley Hearing Center located at 409 East Platte Avenue in Fort Morgan. Ackley Building Center, your one-stop center for projects around your home, office, or yard, and they now carry appliances. Ackley Building Center located at 1402 Mill Street in Brush. So now Fort Morgan, he inbounds the ball, and they immediately throw it away, so that'll be a turnover by the Mustangs to the Vikings. Vikings up 25-18 with 3:10 to go in the second period. So the Vikings looking to get the ball in, and that ball is stolen by Tony Swetzig. Try to get a fast break. And that layup is blocked by Collinge, and he brings it down court. And then his pass is intercepted by Fort Morgan. Now Fort Morgan has lost it back to the Vikings. So now Ramiro Martinez out to Logan Wilson. Wilson to Ramiro Martinez. Martinez into Chacon underneath. Chacon's shot is up and good. He is also fouled by Wes Anderson. That's Anderson's first foul. So Chacon now with his first bucket of the night. 3 for 4 from the free throw line, plus a basket here. So his free throw is up and no good. Rebounded to Fort Morgan with 2:20 to go in the second period. Tony Swetzig deep in the left corner out to Jake Frick. And the ball to Matthew Hoffman. Hoffman called for the travel. Zach Garcia into the game, along with TJ Bauer. Tony Swetzig out, and Matthew Hoffman also out of the game right now for the Mustangs. So we have Zach Garcia, Joey Snyder, Jake Frick, TJ Bauer, and a three by Wilson deep in the corner is good. So that makes it 30-18, a 12-point lead for the Vikings with 1:50 to go in the first half. Fort Morgan passes underneath, and that ball is taken away by the Vikings. Another turnover. So Vikings with the ball. Wilson out top. His bounce now to Carter Chacon. They're going to call a foul before the shot. It's going to be a 1-and-1. And that foul was on Jake Frick. So that'll be Frick's third. So he's coming out of the game. Henry Weimer now into the game for the Mustangs. So Chacon to the line again for a 1-and-1. His first shot is up and good. 31-18. Fort Morgan has not put a point on the board in the second period yet. Next free throw is also good for Valley. 32-18 for the Vikings. So TJ Bauer with it. Out to Zach Garcia, now to Lopez. Leo Lopez dribbling around the three-point line. Now back to TJ. So TJ passes back out, but that ball is stolen and taken by Cedric Kalin, but he has called for the travel, so the turnover by the Vikings with 59.2 seconds to go in the first half. 32-18. Valley Vikings in the lead. So ball inbounds to Leo Lopez. Leo past the timeline. Now to Zach Garcia out at the right wing. Joey Snyder now to TJ. TJ to Zach Garcia. Now to Joey Snyder underneath. And that ball is stolen back by Valley. So Valley hustles it up court. But that was a travel on the layup by Valley. So with 38 seconds to go, 32-18, the Vikings in the lead. Leo Lopez bringing the ball up, gets it past half court. And it looks like they're trying to slow it down here a little bit, take a last shot possibly, so Valley can't get any more points on the board. So now it's back out to TJ, out to Lopez, out high on the left wing. Now to Zach Garcia, back to Leo with 8 seconds, 6 seconds. The ball is stolen by Valley with the layup good with 2 seconds to go. So that makes it 34-18 Valley at the end of the first half. You're listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs basketball on B106 and B106.com. Back at Fort Morgan High School, Valley Vikings 34, the Mustangs 18. Both teams back out now on the court, warming up for the second half. Have a couple of announcements, some schedule change. The Fort Morgan Weld Central games that were postponed due to the weather last week have been rescheduled for Thursday, January 24th at Weld Central High School. The boys play at 5:30 and the girls will play at 7. And both games can be heard here on B106 and B106.com. Also a time change for the games on Saturday. The games with Elizabeth, it is at 12:30 for the boys and 2 o'clock for the girls. So that is a change from 5 and 7:30. So if you want to come see the boys and girls play on Saturday, you better make note of that or you'll be here and nobody else will be. So Valley was 9 of 12 from the free throw line for 75%. So taking advantage of their time at the free throw line. The Vikings on the year shoot 57%. Yep, let me see here. That is for Valley, they shoot 56% from the field. So they're quite a ways above their average for tonight. So Fort Morgan now with the ball. Anderson to Kimball in the corner for a 3, and that is short. Rebounded to the Valley Vikings. So the Vikings with the ball up court. Holding it out top is Martinez. Now underneath to Kalinj, and that is good for a 2 to start out this third period. 36-18 Valley. So Leo Lopez, Tony Swetzig, Joey Schneider, Wes Anderson, and Eric Kimball on the floor for the Mustangs. Shot by Tony Swetzig on the 3 was long. Rebounded back to Kimball, and now to Lopez. Lopez back to Kimball, down to through the lane, but he was fouled on the shot. And he was fouled by number 24, Logan Wilson. So that is Wilson's second foul, first team foul. So Eric Kimball to the line to shoot 2. And his first shot is off the front of the rim and no good. Equitable Savings and Loan, Northeast Colorado's locally owned hometown savings and loan in Fort Morgan and Brush. Kimball's second shot also no good off the front of the rim. Valley now quickly up court into the corner for a 3, and that is good for Jeremy Walker. So 39-18. Valley easily in control of this game right now. Leo Lopez with the dribble out to Kimball. Kimball down to the top of the key, then back out to Leo Lopez. Joey Schneider with a nice screen. Anderson down the lane, but loses it. But they're going to call a foul on Valley. And that is going to be on Cedric Kalinge. So that will be his second team foul. Fort Morgan with the ball in the corner. Eric Kimball with a long three, but that overshoots the basket and no good. Valley with the rebound up court quickly. Now out at the three-point line. Driving down the lane. They're going to call a travel on Carter Chacon. So that'll be a turnover to Fort Morgan. It's 39-18 with 6 minutes to go in the third period. Leo Lopez bringing the ball up court past half court. Leo Lopez now bringing the ball down. His layup is blocked. Ball underneath to Joey Schneider, to Joey Schneider, and that is good for a two. Finally, Fort Morgan gets on the board, 39-20. Valley called for a travel after the inbounds. So now the ball into Wes Anderson. Wes Anderson up with a little baby hook. So Fort Morgan with 4 quick points here. Fort Morgan with a full court press. They get the steal. Tony Swetzik to the rim for the layup, but he is fouled. And he is fouled by Ramiro Martinez. So that's Martinez's second, third on the Valley Vikings, and that for Tony Swetzik is good. So Fort Morgan with 5 quick points here, 39-23. His second shot also up and good. So we have a 30-second timeout taken by the Valley Vikings. Stubbs Gas and Oil. Stubbs Gas and Oil is located at I-76 and Highway 39 in Wiggins. Don't delay and get there today to see why convenience is Stubbs' middle name. Morgan Federal Bank, keeping community banking simple and committed to their community. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Ehrlich Toyota East, whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Ehrlich Toyota East at 1209 Main Street in Fort Morgan will professionally fit you into the car or truck of your choice. Serving all of Northeast Colorado, Ehrlich Toyota East. So 39-24, Valley with the lead, 5:25 to go in the third period. Set to inbounds the ball. They get the ball in. Fort Morgan trying to pressure. Valley gets the ball up court quickly. And that layup is good by Walker. 41-24. Fort Morgan now in their end of the court. Steal by Kalinge taken away from Eric Kimball. He drives it down and passes underneath, and that shot is up and good by Ramiro Martinez. And the foul is on Joey Schneider. That is his second. So that's Martinez's, I believe, first points of the game. So he'll go to the line to shoot one. And that shot is up and off the back of the rim and no good, but rebounded to the Vikings. So Vikings get it back underneath. Tony Swetzik cuts off the attempt underneath. Now Valley with the ball back out top. Carter Chacon looking to pass the ball, gets it off to Martinez, and then knocked out of bounds by Fort Morgan under the basket. So Jake Frick now into the game for Wes Anderson. 43-24 with 4:30 to go in the third period. Ball is lobbed in and shot up and good by Kalinge, and that makes it 45-24, 21-point lead. Shot by Fort Morgan up and no good. Rebounded twice by Frick. His shot's up and no good. Rebounded back to Fort Morgan. Leo Lopez drives into the lane, but he is fouled. And that foul is on Ramiro Martinez. That'll be his third, fourth on the Valley Vikings. So Fort Morgan inbounds the ball. And that ball is mishandled by Jake Frick in the corner. So now Fort Morgan to put on a press. Of Zach Garcia and Matthew Hoffman into the game for Tony Swetzik and Leo Lopez. So Valley to get the ball in. They do get the ball in. Fort Morgan is backed off on the press. Eric Kimball out high on defense. Now the ball over into the corner. Back out to the top. Vikings passing the ball around, up 45-24 with 3:48 to go in the third period. That's deep three for the Valley Vikings. That ball is no good. Rebounded to the Vikings. Layup and good by Jeremy Walker. Fort Morgan now with the ball down court. Eric Kimball underneath to Joey Schneider, and that trims off. They can't buy a basket right now. So Valley up court quickly. Logan Wilson with the ball. Trapped out on the sideline, but now he gets it out to the top and pass over to the right by C.J. Ray. C.J. Ray gets his own rebound, passes underneath to Jeremy Walker, and that shot is up and good for Walker. 49-24 Valley. Fort Morgan now in the front court. Matthew Hoffman with the ball to Zach Garcia. Garcia back to Eric Kimball. Kimball out at the jump circle out at the center of the court. Now off to Garcia to the left. Pass underneath to Kimball. Kimball's shot is up and no good. Rebound to Frick, and his shot up off of the rim. And out of bounds. Last touch by the Mustangs. That'll be turned over to the Vikings. Up 49-24 with 2:31 to go in the third period. So Fort Morgan scoring only 6 points so far in this third period. Now we have a steal by Fort Morgan. Eric Kimball with it down the lane. His shot is up and no good. Had a little pressure there from the Vikings, but nothing called. Now Vikings up court with Carter Chacon out at the top. Now passes it off to Kalinj. He has it out top. Now dribbling around to the right side, just outside the three-point circle. Now underneath to Carter Chacon. Chacon back out to Walker. And then a deep three by Logan Wilson. Logan Wilson with a three. We have a timeout taken by the Fort Morgan Mustangs, so we'll take one with them. 52-24 Valley with 1:40 to go in the third period. You're listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs basketball on B106 and B106.com. Back at Fort Morgan High School, Valley 52, Fort Morgan 24. Fort Morgan with the possession of the ball right now. Matthew Hoffman to the top of the key. His pass is stolen by the Vikings. Jeremy Walker, his shot is up and good. So Walker has been hot in this half. So Fort Morgan now, Tony Swetzik into the lane. His pass over to Matthew Hoffman. Matthew Hoffman back out to Tony Swetzik out at the top of the key. He drives into the lane. Joey Schneider now passes it into the center to Frick. Frick's shot is up and good for a two-pointer, 54-26 with 50 seconds to go in the third period. Valley in the front court. Fort Morgan, the three by the Valley Vikings was no good. Rebounded by the Vikings, but he was standing on the end line. So that'll be a turnover to Fort Morgan. Jake Frick and Joey Schneider out of the game. Eric Kimball, back into the game. So we have Tony Swetzik, Zach Garcia, Leo Lopez, Matthew Hoffman, and Eric Kimball into the game. Pass underneath to Zach Garcia with 30 seconds to go. Leo Lopez, his pass is deflected and taken by Kalin down the court. His layup is up and no good. Ball is tipped but out of bounds by Garcia, so the ball goes back to the Valley Vikings with 19 seconds to go in the third period. 54-26, Valley in control. Vikings get the ball inbounds. Now lob underneath. They're going to call a foul on Matthew Hoffman. So that'll be his first. Second on Fort Morgan in the second half. 4 on Valley. 15.2 seconds to go in the third period. Valley gets the ball inbounds. Now off in the corner, another 3, and that ball is up and no good. Valley with the rebound. And that shot, I believe, is going to be good by Carter Chacon. And he'll go to the line to shoot 1. So 56-26, a 30-point lead here for the Valley Vikings with 9 seconds to go in the third period. His shot is up and good. 57-26 with 5 seconds to go in the third period. And they call Eric Kimball for a walk, so that'll be a turnover to the Valley Vikings with 3.2 seconds to go. So we'll see how Valley wants to play this. They get it into the back court. 1 second, and that ball shot is no good. So at the end of the third period, Valley 57, Fort Morgan 26. You're listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs basketball on B106 and B106.com. Back at Fort Morgan High School, where the Valley Vikings are dominating this game, up 57-26 to start the fourth period. Jeremy Walker for the Vikings had 11 in the third period, had 10, so he has 21 points right now for the game. So Valley in control with the ball right now. Out at the top of the, holding the ball way out high. Ball is intercepted by Fort Morgan, and I believe they're going to call a foul on the Vikings. That will go against Logan Wilson. So that'll be the third foul on Wilson. We have a full timeout here taken by the Mustangs. So with 7:45 to go in the third period, you're listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs basketball on B106 and B106.com. Back at Fort Morgan High School, 57-26, the Vikings. Fort Morgan with the ball in the front court. Tony Swetzig, his shot is blocked, taken by the Vikings back up court. Vikings now to the basket. In the corner for a 3, and that is short by Jeremy Walker. Fort Morgan back up court. Eric Kimball with a 3, and that shot is no good. Goes over the basket off the backboard. Rebound to the Vikings with 6:50 to go in the fourth period. 57-26 Valley. So Valley with the ball at the top of the key, now driving down the left side of the lane. They're going to call a 3-second violation on the Vikings. That'll be a turnover for Valley. Back to the Mustangs. Mustangs need to try and get some points on the board, make this a respectable game. So Zach Garcia now with it out to Swetzig. Swetzig to Garcia. Garcia in for a little short jumper, but that shot is no good. Now back out to, rebounded to the Vikings, back up court with Ramiro Martinez. Now back out to Kalinj, back to Martinez. Out at the three-point circle, but stolen by Fort Morgan. So Leo Lopez to Swetzig, and his pass underneath is stolen, but thrown out of bounds by the Vikings, so the ball will stay with the Mustangs. So Joey Schneider into the game for Tony Swetzig. So Eric Kimball to inbounds the ball. 6:04 to go in the fourth period, 57-26. Vikings. Eric Kimball looking to get the ball in to Garcia out on the right side. Back to Kimball. And then he loses the ball to the Vikings. They get it back up court to Jeremy Walker. Walker being guarded by Lopez. Now back out to Kalin. His pass underneath and shot by Carter Chacon is good for two. So that makes it 59-26. Fort Morgan behind in this contest with 5:30 to go in the fourth period. Pass underneath to Kimball. He is fouled on the shot and no good. And the foul will go against Martinez. That is for Martinez. So Eric Kimball to the line to shoot two. So 6 fouls on the Vikings, 3 on Fort Morgan. First shot by Kimball is up and good. So now TJ Bauer into the game for Matthew Hoffman. 59-27. Eric Kimball with his second shot. That ball up and good for Kimball. Gives him 7 points on the night. 59-28. Only 2 points scored so far for the Mustangs in this period. So Valley now with the ball in their end of the court. Pass out to the top, over to the side on the right side by Kalinj. Holding the ball. Now over on the left to Logan Wilson. Wilson takes a little 15-foot jumper, but that shot is no good. Now TJ Bauer with it. His pass underneath is kicked by the Vikings, so that stays with the Mustangs. Zach Garcia out, Wes Anderson back in for the Mustangs with 4:51 to go in the contest. 59-28 Valley. So CJ Ray is out and Ramiro Martinez back in for the Vikings. Another kick by the Vikings out of bounds. Stays with the Mustangs. So the Mustangs looking to get the ball in. And that pass inbounds is stolen. So another turnover by the Mustangs. Ramiro Martinez in the corner. Now back out to Logan Wilson. Wilson out top to Cedric Kalinj, and his pass underneath to Jeremy Walker, but he is fouled on the shot. He is fouled by Eric Kimball, so that'll be his third. Jeremy Walker to the line to shoot two, up 59-28. His first free throw is no good. Jake Frick into the game for Eric Kimball. Premier Farm Credit, committed to serving those in production ag. Premier Farm Credit, the gold standard in ag lending. Next shot is also no good by Walker. Fort Morgan with the ball up court, trailing 59-28. TJ Bauer with the ball way high now to Wes Anderson. Wes Anderson to Frick, but Frick loses the handle. And now they're going to call a tripping foul on Jake Frick, I believe is who that was called on. So that'll be Frick's fourth. Oh, excuse me, they called that on Joey Snyder. So that'll be his third. 59-28. Valley with 4:04 to go in the period. Valley to inbounds the ball under their basket, just to the right of their basket. Looking, ball into Logan Wilson. Now back out to Wilson. Over to Ramiro Martinez. Martinez out to Kalinge. His pass over to Jeremy Walker. Walker now at the three-point circle. He passes it off to Logan Wilson. His three-pointer is no good. Rebounded to Wes Anderson. Fort Morgan with the ball up court quickly. Pass over to Anderson to Leo Lopez, and then he passes it off to Jake Frick. Frick up with the basket for the little two-pointer. Valley has called a timeout, 59-30 with 3:24 to go in the fourth period. Excuse me. So we'll take a break with him. You're listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs basketball on B106 and B106.com. Back at Fort Morgan High School with Eric Nickel. I'm Brian Nickel. 59-30 Valley Vikings with 3:24 to go in the game. During that timeout, Coach Unrein giving a stern lecture to the Mustangs, trying to get them inspired, trying to get them to play some better basketball here in the last 3:24. So Valley to inbounds the ball in their end of the court. Still looking to get it in. Now they've got it into the back court. Ramiro Martinez now off to Jeremy Walker. Underneath to Carter Chacon, then back out top to Logan Wilson. And Wilson off to Walker. Underneath to Kalinge. His shot is up and no good. Goes to the ground. He is on the floor. They've called a foul on Fort Morgan on Jake Frick. So that will be his fourth this time. So 2:56 to go in the game. Henry Weimer into the game for Frick. 2:56 to go. 59-30 Valley Vikings. Ball in, lobbed inbounds. First shot is up and no good, but Kalinge gets a rebound and puts it in for the two-pointer. TJ Bauer to the basket, but he is fouled by number 21, Ramiro Martinez. I believe that is Martinez's fifth, so he is fouled out of the contest. So TJ Bauer to the line for Fort Morgan. CJ Ray into the game for the Vikings. So two shots for TJ. His first shot is up and good. Shot number two coming up here. 7 team fouls on the Vikings, 6 on Fort Morgan. Second one also good for Bauer. So that's two in the game for Bauer. Now the Vikings bringing the ball up court quickly. Carter Chacon with it. Now out to the top to Kalinge. Over to Wilson. Then to Kalinge. He drives down the lane. His little left right-hander is up and good. So that's his second basket of the period. 63-32 Valley with 2:17 to go in the game. Henry Weimer with a little jump hook, and it is short. So that is rebounded to the Vikings. Joey Schneider with the defense out top. Now Jeremy Walker back to Carter Chacon. Chacon to Kalinge. Kalinge underneath to Logan Wilson. Wilson's pass out top to CJ Ray. And now over to Chacon on the left corner. And his pass was missed. The guy, he was going to pass it to Jeremy Walker, and he moved inside, and the ball went right by him. Ball rolls out of bounds in front of the Mustangs bench. So Wes Anderson out, and Garrett Reagan into the game. Also into the game for Fort Morgan is Tola Walio in for Leo Lopez. And also Matthew Hoffman is in for Joey Schneider. So some of the kids that don't get to play too much have an opportunity here. So Tola with the ball. Off to Garrett Reagan. Now off to TJ Schneider over on the right wing. Out to Hoffman at the top. TJ Bauer driving to the free throw line. Back out to Garrett Reagan. Reagan back out to Bauer with 1:15 to go in the game. Matthew Hoffman drives to the free throw line. He gets the ball underneath to Garrett Reagan. His shot, as he goes up, they're going to call a jump ball. Possession arrow to Fort Morgan. So with 1:08 to go in the game, 63-32, the Valley Vikings. Ball inbounds to Henry Weimer. For Henry Weimer up and good, and he is fouled on the shot. So the foul against Carlos Uribe for the Vikings. Henry Weimer to the free throw line to shoot one. His shot is up and rolls in. Nice shot by Weimer. So that's 3 points on the night for Weimer. Valley has the ball up court. David Simonson into the game for the Vikings. This is his first appearance tonight for them. So we're now under 50 seconds to go in the game, 63-35. Valley Vikings in control. Ball underneath to Hayden Kiefer, I believe is who that is. His first time into the game, along with C.J. Ray. Carlos Uribe also in the game. Ball out of bounds to the Vikings. They get inbounds. Matthew Hoffman doing a good job of defense out at the top. Now the ball underneath, a little shot off to the left. Rebound by TJ Bauer. He brings it down court. Henry Weimer with the rebound, but he is fouled on the shot. So Henry Weimer to the line to shoot two, and the foul was on Hayden Kiefer, his first. So Henry Weimer to the line to shoot two. His first shot is up and good. 63-36, Valley Vikings with 11.3 seconds to go in the game. Second shot also good for Weimer. Vikings with the ball up court, under 10 seconds now. Down to 5 seconds, 63-37. Vikings just running the timeout now. And that is the buzzer for the end of the game. Valley Vikings defeat the Fort Morgan Mustangs 63-37. We'll take a short break here and come back with some unofficial results of the stats of the game. You're listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs basketball on B106 and B106.com. Back at Fort Morgan High School, the Valley Vikings defeat the Fort Morgan Mustangs 63-35. Leading scorers for the Valley Vikings: Walker with 21, Chacon with 15, Collinge with 15, Wilson with 10, and Martinez with 2. For Fort Morgan, their leading scorer actually have 2 with 7 points. That would be Eric Kimball with 7 and Tony Swetzik with 7. Zach Garcia with 5. Wes Anderson with 5. Henry Weimer with 5. Jake Frick with 4. Joy Schneider with 2. As far as the turnovers and rebounds, the Mustangs had 22 turnovers compared to 17. Mustangs 23 rebounds compared to 25 for the Valley Vikings. Not many, the rebounding wasn't a big differential, but Fort Morgan didn't get a lot of shots off. They were held scoreless in the second period. So Fort Morgan back to the drawing board so they can get ready for a game on Friday. The next game will be Friday at 7, or excuse me, at 5:30 against the Fort Lupton Blue Devils. This Mustang postgame show is brought to you by High Plains Bank in Wiggins. The friendly staff at High Plains Bank in Wiggins is ready to assist you with a home loan, equity line of credit, commercial loan, or checking account. To receive hometown service on a higher plane, visit High Plains Bank today. So the next broadcast on B106 and B106.com will be Friday, when the Mustangs host the Fort Lupton Blue Devils in a doubleheader, with the boys game at 5:30 and the girls game will be at 7. Also a reminder on the game on Saturday, the times have changed. The boys game will be at 12:30. The girls game will be at 2 against Elizabeth. And then the makeup game for the Weld Central Fort Morgan game is January 24th. Boys at 5:30, the girls at 7. Also, both games will be heard here on B106 and B106.com. So the sound engineer and producer of Fort Morgan Mustangs basketball has been Trenton Klimper, doing a fine job, I might add. The final score again, 63-35 for the Valley Vikings. For Eric Nickel, this is Brian Nickel. Join us on Friday evening for the next broadcast. Have a good evening, everyone.